There is a formula, when applied correctly, gives you the highest chance of being able to make $10,000 a month. As long as you follow these steps that I'm gonna go over with you in this video, you are practically guaranteed to make $10,000 a month. And while I run you through these proven steps, I'm also gonna kind of talk about them a bit and provide some proof just so that you actually know that they, yes, indeed work. So without further ado, let's get into it. 95% of people who try to start a side hustle and try to start into business fail, and I'm gonna go over why with you right now. When people try to get into business, they look at people like Elon Musk and they look at people like Jeff Bezos and they try to emulate them and try to go after the same business models that they go after. But there is a very large flaw in this line of thinking. These businesses are globally successful, yes, but at the same time, you are not Elon Musk and you are not Jeff Bezos. You have to understand that they have unlimited cash, they have unlimited access to talent, and they're extremely business savvy. On the other hand, you have low to no money, you have a limited access to talent, and you have no business experience. Meaning, if you decide to go into any of the same business models that Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk are going into, then that's a very big mistake on your end. Think of it like this. It's like you trying to run a marathon even though you can't even run a single lap around a track. So with so many entrepreneurs trying to be like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, it's no wonder that so many of you fail. And sometimes, depending on the type of venture and business model you try to go after you've failed, this could result in leaving you into tens of thousands of dollars of debt. And not only because of the failure, but because of the burden of debt that they've put themselves in, then they just try to beat themselves up and they're just like, no, being an entrepreneur isn't for me. When technically, that's not really the case. You can still be a very successful entrepreneur, you just picked the wrong business model. If you don't want to be part of the 95%, this is what you need to do. You need to pick a business model that plays to your strengths versus highlights your weaknesses. I think that we can all agree that building rocket ships and opening or starting a car manufacturing business is not going to be the thing that's going to take you from $0 to $10,000 a month. The number one top priority when starting a new business is to avoid the wrong business model. But the question is how do you determine the right business models to the wrong business models? Well, here's how you figure that out. There are basically 3 parameters that you have to consider. The first one is, what is the initial investment? If you have to burn through cash just to get the business started, there's just too much risk there and it's not even worth starting that type of business. Investing like $500 to $1,000 into a business is fine. That's what we call a calculated risk. Some people just don't have an understanding of how much money it truly takes to fund some of these other type of business models. For example, when trying to start a Shopify dropshipping store, you have to test like 20 to 50 different products to see which one is a winner. And with that approach, you're gonna spend no less than $10,000 before you find a winning product. I can speak from experience. My first business that I started was a financial services agency. I only had to pay $300 to get my license, and that business has been extremely successful. I made over $250,000 in my first 8 months with that business. Let's go ahead and jump into the second parameter, which is product development. When you're first starting out, you want to try to avoid a business model where you have to actually do product development. Now, some of you guys might be scratching your head and wondering, well, how am I supposed to sell something? What businesses are out there where I can still make money without actually selling a physical product? That business is a service. The awesome thing about a service-based business is that there is no product, so you don't have to do any product development. Or I shouldn't say that there's no product, there's no physical product. The product that we use in financial services is just a vehicle that our clients place their money into. When clients move their money from any other place into our product, products, we get paid a commission. So because we're not selling any physical product, we can completely skip the product development stage, which saves us time and money and allows us to get paid faster. Here's the beauty of selling services rather than selling products. The guy that's building an app or trying to get their e-commerce store off the ground is gonna have to deal with all of these negatives. Product development, shipping, logistics, suppliers, margins, marketing, selling, customer service, supply chain, and payment processors. So while they're working on all of those things, all we have to do is just find clients who are interested in the services that we offer. Now let's get into the third parameter, which is quantity. Another awesome thing about starting your own financial services agency is that you don't need to be selling thousands of products a month. All you have to do to hit $10,000 is sell 4 products. And the reason why I say that is because the average commission on one of our products is $2,500. So out of an entire month, all you have to do is close 4 people and you already hit your $10,000 mark for the month. And if that already didn't sound good, with selling services, you never have to pay any money towards marketing. You can 100% use organic marketing, specifically content marketing. Another thing with selling financial services is that we get paid residuals. So with the traditional business model, whatever amount of money you made in commissions or in revenue this year, at the end of the year that resets. So you have to start from ground zero. But with life insurance, you get residuals because these clients are keeping these products for the rest of their life. They're putting money into these products every single year. So the longer that you're in business, there's now a snowball effect. I will continue to get paid for a policy that I closed this year for every single year for the rest of my life until that client passes away. And so throughout the years, you can kind of see how now your revenue is almost growing like compound interest inside of like an investment. Because obviously in year 1, you're getting paid by the money you made in year 1. In year 2, you're now getting paid from the money you made in year 1 plus year 2. Year 3, you're getting paid the money that you've made in year 1, 2, and 3. And it just keeps going on and on and on and on. That is why financial services is the highest paid industry in the United States. You can even fact check me and Google this. So now that we know the 3 parameters to look for when choosing a business model, let's go ahead and actually start touching on what to do to start making $10,000 a month. Also, let me add, I think that now we're to the conclusion that selling a service is the best way to go. So now that we've established that selling a service, or what I call an agency, is the business model that we want to use moving forward, let's now talk about what we're gonna do to actually get clients. Let's talk about lead generation. Here's the basic process of how we get clients for our agencies. We post content on social media related to our services. Then the algorithm goes ahead and pushes our content out to people who are interested in our videos. So the algorithm is really pushing our content out to our dream client avatars. Then the client watches some of our videos. They go ahead and check out our page. Then what they do is they pretty much determine whether or not they like our page enough to follow and continue to kind of ride along this journey with us, or they'll look at our page, not be interested, and leave. For all the people who go ahead and go to your page, like your content, and follow you, they're gonna continue to see your content. They're gonna subconsciously be curated. That's why staying consistent is so important, because you're gonna be curating your audience. Eventually, they're gonna see enough of your content to know, like, and trust you, and then they're gonna feel comfortable enough to book a call with you. They're gonna hop on a Zoom. The Zoom is our opportunity to go ahead and close the client and actually close the deal. It doesn't get much simpler than that, guys. This might be a little bit of a surprise to you, but starting a service-based business, or again, as I call it, an agency, and making $100,000 a year is the norm. But when we start to niche in a little bit more and we start talking about a financial services agency, the norm for that per year is $250,000. Keep in mind, I made $250,000 in my first 8 months. With all of that being said, I'm sure a lot of you guys are thinking to yourselves right now, okay, that sounds great, but how do we we get paid? Ironically enough, this is actually the easiest part of this whole entire thing. So once we've closed the deal and our client moves their money from, let's just say like a savings account or some other type of financial vehicle, and they move it into our financial vehicles that we're selling as a service, what then happens is that the companies that we work with release our commissions to us. Starting off as a brand new financial professional, you'll start off at a 30% commission. But as you start to grow your agency, the companies actually incentivize you to grow your agency, because the bigger your agency, the more commission that they actually pay you. You can get paid up to 60% base commission, but once your agency is large enough to where not only are you doing business, but a lot of the financial professionals that are now part of your agency start doing business as well, not only are you getting paid your 60% on your personal business that you're doing, you're also getting paid bonuses from all the business that's coming from your agency, not directly from you. That's why throughout this process, I'm not just talking about being like a salesman or just closing, because you're more than that. You're not just someone who's just closing deals. You are a business owner. You are running your own agency. You want to build your agency as large as you possibly can, because you don't want to be just self-employed the rest of your life. You want to be a business owner. If you've ever seen any of Robert Kiyosaki's videos, or if you've ever happened to read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad or the Cash Flow Quadrant, again, the goal is to go from the left side of the cash flow quadrant to the right side of the cash flow quadrant. Because once you transition from self-employed into the business owner, or if right now you're not even self-employed, if you're an employee, once you switch over from the employee side to the business owner side, you no longer are trading your time for money. Because at the end of the day, guys, you have to understand that we are modern day slaves. Think about it. Think about what the American dream means. You are literally dreaming. You are asleep. Public school is ran by the state, right? It's a government state issued curriculum. It's basically an indoctrination coming straight from the government, starting from a young age. And your whole entire life, they're telling you to stand in a straight line. Don't talk unless you're told that you can speak. You have to ask to go use the bathroom. Cheating is bad. Do not collaborate with others. Go to college. Why do they tell you to go to college? They want you to come straight out of high school, get into debt, then they tell you to go buy a home. Most people don't think twice about that, but what's really happening is that they're putting golden handcuffs on you, golden shackles, because now you are bound to your 9-to-5 job because you have bills to pay. You have debt in the form of a mortgage, and you have debt in the form of student loans. And your neighbor just got a brand new car, so now you need a brand new car, and you're gonna go get a car payment. So you have all these things that tie you down to your job. So you have no location freedom, you have no time freedom, and you have no financial freedom. If you don't have those three freedoms, what are you? You are a modern day slave. And what I'm teaching you in this video is a way for you to break out of this, to break out of those golden shackles, and to put yourself in a position where you can be successful, you can have time freedom, you can have location freedom, and you can have financial freedom. When you first start your agency, you're gonna be working primarily with me, because I'm gonna be coaching you and mentoring you and showing you the ropes of our business, how the products work, how to close, how to run the agency, all of those things. So for the first 3 to 6 months, you more than likely will be self-employed, but that's fine, because you make your own hours, you still have location freedom, you still have time freedom, you just don't have financial freedom yet. You're gonna be able to make $10,000 a month easy once you know how the business works, and once you know how the agency works and how to properly run your agency. You can then start to scale your agency and grow your agency as large as possible, so that you can go from 30% commission to 60% commission, and you can finally start to amass some of that financial freedom, because now what's going to happen is that you're going to start earning a lot of passive income, because your agency is paying you every single month, not the work that you are specifically putting in to actually close these deals. You're not going to be the one that's really going to be jumping on every single one of these Zooms and closing anymore. You're going to be more of a leader. You're going to go from being an agent and just a financial professional to being an actual broker and being an agency owner. That, my friends, is when things start to get really, really fun. Yes, I do know that there are other types of business models out there, but as a beginner and as someone who wants to build a very strong foundation, selling a service is the best thing you can do. It teaches you sales. It teaches you how to be a leader. It teaches you service delivery. It teaches you everything that you need to know about running an organization. It teaches you so much. For example, what I did is I started taking all of the funds that I was making from my agency and I started putting it into commercial multifamily real estate. So now every single month and every quarter, I'm getting paid passive income from my real estate. And I'm still running my agency. I don't know about you guys, but I do not want to deal with starting a e-commerce store. I don't want to have to deal with physical products, especially because now with all of the supply chain issues, it is an absolute nightmare. If you notice, so many people are moving out of the e-commerce space, like Luke Belmar, for example. He always complains and talks about how the supply chain is completely messed up right now and that there are almost no profit margins for e-commerce. So if you take one thing from this video today, it's this. I always say that achieving financial freedom is similar to climbing a mountain. If you want to successfully climb the mountain, you need two things. You need a map to show you how to get there, and you need a safety net to prevent you from falling through the cracks. You need these because two things will inevitably happen. You will get lost along the way, and you will fall. That's just the name of the game. But if you have a map and you get lost, you can find your way back to the trail. And if you fall, and you have a safety net, you can still get up safely. Now, what I've gone over with you today on this video is just a little tiny piece of the map. And now it's time for me to give you the full map. Unfortunately, I cannot record a 20-hour YouTube video showing you step-by-step how to successfully start and scale a financial services agency. But luckily, as I mentioned earlier, I've built one of the leading financial services agencies in the country, and I will take you under my wing and make sure that you are successful. Some of you might be asking, okay, where's the catch? Am I gonna have to pay for a course or something like this? No, not at all. This is how it works. This is a win-win situation. I take you under my wing and you become a financial professional, and I show you the ropes of our business. I show you how to sell these products. I show you how to get contracted with the companies that offer these products. I also show you and run you through how these products work, how to actually complete the service delivery with your clients. I show you how to actually get clients, and I show you how to run a profitable agency. Now, the reason why I want you to have as profitable of an agency as possible, because your agency is going to act as a sister agency to my parent agency. I don't know if you've ever heard this saying, but givers gain. So I'm going to give you as much value as I possibly can. I'm going to give you value in training. I'm going to give you value in mentoring, value in coaching, value in business strategy. I'm going to give you as much value as I can possibly give you, because I want you to make as much money as you can possibly make. Because again, at the end of the day, as I mentioned, if I help you and if I help your agency scale and make money, at the end of the day, that helps Rush Financial as a whole, as a parent company. It helps uplift us as well. It is the best win-win situation in business that there could possibly be. This is absolutely unmatched. There's no type of business model and no type of business strategy that works as good as this. Joining our business is the complete map that you need to scale and be successful in order to achieve financial freedom, time freedom, and location freedom. This is also the fastest way to scale from $0 to $10,000 a month. Trust me, I've seen it time and time again. As I mentioned at the very beginning of this video, if you follow the steps that I've mentioned in this video, you are practically guaranteed to earn $10,000 a month. So this map is composed into 3 different parts. The first one is foundation. Here, basically, I just want to show you all of the basics of our business. I'll help you get everything set up. I'll also help you get the proper certifications you need to handle our clients' money. I'll help you get contracted with the companies in which we actually place our clients' capital into. The foundation step just gets everything that you need ready in order to be set up for success. After this part, you would have successfully structured everything that you need in order to start signing clients and getting paid. So logically, the next step would be to actually show you step by step how to sign a client. This next step shows you a step by step on exactly what to do when you're on a Zoom with a client, how to submit the business, how to actually get the application filled in and submitted so that you can get paid. And after this stage, finding clients will never be a problem you will ever have ever again. After this step, you would have acquired the skills that you need to attract your dream client avatars. Finally, the last stage is teaching you exactly how to deliver the service, how to set up this financial vehicle so that you can place our clients' capital inside of there so that capital can flourish, earn a lot of interest, make the clients very happy so that they send you referrals, and they'll eventually put more money with you, and then you can earn a second commission on the same client. This is stuff like teaching you how to use our CRM, teaching you how often you should be communicating with your clients so that they're in the know of where their money is. After this stage, you will be a master of getting killer results for your clients. After you apply all this knowledge, you will have all the skills in order to take your agency from $10,000 a month to $100,000 a month. And just for reference, my mentor makes over $300,000 a month. One of our agents, Matt, who recently went full-time and has been scaling his agency, just made $78,000 in the month of March. I'm so happy for him. He's absolutely killing it, and his agency is flourishing right now. So I've pretty much gone over everything you need on the first part on how to successfully climb the mountain. We've gone over the map. Now let's start touching on the safety nets that we have in place. The first safety net is me. The reason why I say that is because I'm gonna hold you accountable to your goals. On our welcome meeting, I'm gonna ask you, what drives you, what motivates you, what are your passions, what are the goals that you want in this business, how much money you're wanting to make per month, how much money you're gonna wanna make this year, this quarter, all those types of things. And I'm gonna actually hold you accountable to that. One thing that happens all the time is that people make goals and that people don't even take their own word because they don't believe in themselves. So they set out all these goals and then they fall through the cracks. But what I do as your mentor is I make sure to hold you accountable because, again, I want to see you succeed. And sometimes you just need that little push for you to actually believe in yourself and for you to actually go out and execute on those goals. Even the best of the best, Michael Jordan needed a coach to push him. And the second thing are meetings and trainings. A lot of people like an environment, and we have something better than just an environment. We have a brotherhood. We have an amazing community. You can go ahead and ask a bunch of questions from people who have been in the business a little bit longer than you, who are absolutely killing it. They can help you out. But another thing too is that there are going to be other people who have recently joined the business with you. This is what we call a running mate. Basically, you and somebody else may have started the exact same week, and we want to pair you two together and be running mates so that you guys can have some friendly competition and we gamify the business. It is so fun. We have leader bulletins. We see who's killing it, who's getting left behind, and we use that as extra motivation to help push you guys so you guys do everything that you possibly can to not only put your running mate to shame, but that's gonna, as a result, push you to make more money. We also have meetings different days throughout the week. Some meetings are specifically on sales, some meetings are on service delivery, some meetings are on mindset, some meetings are on outreach, some meetings are on accountability. It all depends on the day and it depends on that week, but we have the systems and meetings put in place to make sure that you don't fall between the cracks and that you are held accountable. And that leads me to my last safety net. You will have the opportunity to jump on one-on-one meetings with me. So if there's any specific questions you want to ask me, if there's anything that I can specifically help you with, if you want help with content ideas or how to edit a video, or you have a client that you don't 100% feel comfortable closing. Maybe you want me to jump on that call and help you close, or see me close a deal live. Whatever it may be, guys, remember, I am your resource. I am here to simply just make sure that you are as successful as possible, that you make as much money as possible, and that you are able to grow this agency as large as you possibly can. So if you want access to the full complete map and its safety nets, all you'd have to do is just join our agency. And just remember, right now, this exact moment, we are living in the best moment in history. 10,000 baby boomers retire a day just in the United States alone. We are in the midst of the largest transfer of wealth we've ever seen on this planet. And there are simply just not enough financial professionals out there to help all these people reallocate their funds. You have to understand that people are retiring. They're moving their money from different retirement accounts. They're also passing away. So other family members are coming into an inheritance and they don't know the first place to put their money. And that's where our content comes into play. They, again, are in a position where they just received a boatload of money. They don't want it to be sitting in their savings account earning less than 1% interest. They want that money to work for them so that they don't have to work for money. The algorithm notices that they start Googling stuff like where to put a large lump sum of money, things of that nature, and then the algorithm helps us out and places our educational type content about financial literacy and our financial vehicles that we sell as a service, and it puts it in front of those clients. And then what do you know? They end up booking a Zoom with us, and then we, as a result, close the deal. This is not one of those moments where you want to procrastinate. This is not one of those moments where you want to think about it, because every single day that goes by is a day that other agents are creating content. Other agents are creating momentum. Other people are making the money that you could be making if you would have just made a decision. So you can either be the one who takes action and takes what's yours, or you can sit back and watch others succeed. The choice is yours. If you want to make your first $10,000 starting and scaling your own financial services agency, go ahead and click the button below this video to get started.